Over the last few months, new Watertown City Manager George Proakis and his staff have been exploring ways to address the goose problem here in Watertown. Flocks of geese, like the ones behind me along the Charles River in Watertown, have a tendency to congregate on fields where they're not wanted and can leave those fields in a state that is not desirable for passive recreation of really any kind. But the city manager and his staff have come up with a creative, environmentally friendly, and albeit pretty adorable solution to this problem.
I will just say, in all the years I've been on the council, I've never talked about goose poop.
During the March 28th City Council meeting, City Manager George Proakis announced that Watertown has acquired a goose mitigation dog named V. V will make daily runs on fields across the city in an effort to encourage geese to fly elsewhere and minimize the amount of droppings they leave behind. The solution is often used by golf courses and private resorts, but few municipal governments are using dogs as a goose mitigation strategy.
And I received some complaints about this from a number of different perspectives, parents of athletes, people who like to take walks on some of our open spaces.
Proakis says that he and the city started looking at options to deal with the goose problem when he took the job last summer. A number of other options were explored, but getting a dog was ultimately the best option, both financially and environmentally.
We're somewhat limited under federal law what we can do. You can do motorized deterrents, wooden dogs and styrofoam and remote control cars. They cost thousands of dollars a year. They're ineffective. We've talked about contracting services to work on this. We've talked about volunteers. Chemical deterrents are effective for a short period of time, but the estimated cost to the city is over $100,000 a year to provide chemical deterrents. And the most environmentally friendly and effective solution to the goose problem is dogs. A daily run on the field with a border collie sends geese elsewhere. If it's regularly repeated, they'll eventually choose not to use a particular field, and while there are some companies we can hire to run the dogs on our fields, that is substantially expensive to maintain in the long run.
The 4-year-old border collie will be coming to Watertown from a facility in Leesburg, Virginia, which specifically trains dogs in the art of goose control. V will live and come to work with her handler, the DPW's Bob Dorico. Mr. Dorico used to bring his own dog to the fields to chase away the geese, but since his dog passed away, the birds have reclaimed their territory. The funds to acquire V came from the Animal Control Revolving Account. The city will also cover her food and vet bills. V is described as an old soul who is shy around people and dogs who she doesn't know. She already knows a variety of commands, including one command that will deter her from going after any birds that are not geese. We hope to bring you some more updates from V as she gets settled here in Watertown and begins her illustrious career as a goose mitigation dog. Reporting from along the Charles River here in Watertown, Dan Hogan, Watertown Cable News.